Here we go. Steve Hilton's still in the lead with 26.7%, but it's narrowing with Javier Becerra at 25.8%, followed by Tom Steyer with 19.6% of the vote so far, Sheriff Chad Bianco with 11.3%, and Katie Porter trailing. Now let's listen to Tom Steyer. He is addressing his supporters in the governor's race.
Quote FDR, never before in all our history have these forces been so united against one candidate as they stand today. They are unanimous in their hate for me, and I welcome their hatred. But here's the thing. Their spending wasn't personal. It wasn't about who I am. It was about what the corporations believed I could do. For the corporations, elections are always about policy. For the corporations, politics isn't about parties. It's about profits. They do not think in red and blue teams. They think in red and black ink. They think in dollar signs and balance sheets. Their priorities and decisions have proved soulless. They're totally unconcerned with the well-being of working people, with the health of our democracy, with the very concept of justice. They will support who and whatever they have to in order to usher in a future that is beneficial to their bottom lines. It's why they uniformly back Trump. It's why they uniformly opposed progressives, and none of that was unique to this race. Here they were just especially brazen, because here they were especially scared. The dollar amounts are different, but in elections everywhere, the principle is the same. You want to fight for working people at the expense of corporate profits? Watch corporations do everything in their power to stop you. Usually they try harder to hide what they're doing, and usually they're confident that if they spend enough, whoever's threatening their profits will be forced to back down and go away. This is how working people have been priced out of our politics. This is how the system protects itself. And I'll be the first to say it, that isn't how the system should work. You shouldn't have to be a billionaire to run on single payer. Or to challenge monopolies, or to call out a corrupt system when you see it. But the system depends on its ability to crush anyone who tries. And I know that there are many, many people, activists and organizers and ordinary working people who are out there today and who have been out there for decades, saying and doing all of these things brilliantly and fearlessly. Those are the people I'm in this race for. Those are the people I'm in this race with. The corporate interests came at us with everything they had, and we didn't back down. We were absolutely uncompromising in our values and our vision for California, and together we've scared the hell out of the corporate interests who are used to getting it their own way. We exposed the fact that their power depends on a system that is fundamentally corrupt. We showed with clarity and conviction that we do not have to accept the system they've built as inevitable. We proved something FDR said almost a century ago, that government by organized money is just as dangerous as government by organized mob. And we showed that a better California is possible, and that we know what it looks like, and we know how we'll get there together, day by day,
listening to
vote by
Tom
vote.
Steyer. He
Because
is
together,
in
all of us in this room
San Francisco, I
believe in a
believe,
not-so-radical
talking to his
idea.
supporters. This is not a
California
concession
can work
speech,
for
as
working
we were
people.
listening, Susie, but right now he is tracking in third
Because
place
we
for
believe in
governor,
a
but of course,
California where we have
the polls have
single-payer
only been
healthcare.
closed for an hour and a half now.
Yeah, Tom Steyer,
California,
billionaire
where
and
we have
environmental
clean air to breathe and
activist
water to
who
drink.
talked a
A
lot
California
about
where young people can
accountability and
imagine a future
affordability here in the
in
state of
the place
California,
they
saying
grew up.
billionaires or wealthy people
A
like him
California
should
where
be paying higher
corporations and
taxes too.
billionaires who got rich
He is
here
the only one
and then
out
pulled
of the
the ladder up
candidates
behind
running
them
who
do
supported
pay their
the
fair
billionaire
share and are
tax.
actually proud
And
of
he
their
had also
contribution
called for
to the 21st
a
century
special
society.
election. He said
That's
if he would
us
win, he would call for a
that the rest of the world
special
admires.
election to close the
That's what we're
corporate
fighting for
loophole
together.
in taxes.
And that's
So
what the
this is
corporations are
the
hell-bent
kind
on
of
stopping,
position that
because
he has
they know
been
what we
taking
know.
and that
If
he
we
wants
win,
other people to look
corporations
at
lose.
and hear. But we'll see how that
always been an
ends up
optimist, and tonight
by the end
I
of the
remain
night
an
or
optimist.
the days
None
to
of
come,
this
as
is
we know it
far
could take
off.
that
These
long.
dreams